In a dramatic and unexpected announcement, US President Donald Trump has claimed that the war with Iran is effectively over and that Tehran has agreed never to pursue a nuclear weapon. Now, shocking, but the statement comes after weeks of rising tensions, military threats, and fears of a wider conflict across the Middle East. Trump says that the primary objective of the confrontation was to ensure that Iran would never obtain a nuclear weapon. And according to him, the goal has now been achieved. But is that true? Well, speaking to the reporters, Trump described the development as a major breakthrough and said that formal agreement could now be signed within days. And here's the claimed final documents that have already been advanced in the stages and signaling the ceremony that it may take soon place in Europe. Trump also reveals that planned US military strikes against Iran were called off after what he described as high-level diplomatic progression. According to the US president, discussions involved not only Iran but the United States with several other key regional players including Israel, Saudi Arabia, United Arab Emirates, Qatar, Bahrain, Kuwait, Turkey, Pakistan, Jordan and Egypt. Well, this announcement makes a very sharp shift from the aggressive rhetoric against the only earlier Trump, which he has warned about in the several military actions against Iran, that has suggested the Washington to be prepared to escalate the pressure if negotiations failed. However, despite the optimism that is continuing in the White House, questions remain exactly the details of the proposed agreement that have not been made public. Iranian officials have also continued to issue the warnings, while the regional tensions remain high following the recent military exchanges involving Iran, US, and all of the Iran-linked forces. International leaders are now cautiously watching the developments. The United Nations and the European officials all have urged all the sides to respect the ceasefire arrangements and then return fully to the diplomacy. Many fear that even a small incident could now reignite the internal tensions in the region that remains highly volatile. Trump has also claimed that the Strait of Hormuz, one of the world's most important energy routes, could now fully reopen after the agreement that is being finalized. He argued that the deal could help stabilize the oil markets and then reduce the global economic uncertainty. Supporters see this as a very development, as a significant diplomatic achievement. But critics, however, argue that this real test will come after the agreement is signed and implemented. But for now, the possibility of a major war have been pushed back. But the history has shown that the peace in the Middle East often remains fragile. Well, the incoming days will reveal whether the announcement marks a beginning of a lasting stability or just simply temporary pause in the long and complicated conflict.